Hello everybody and welcome back to Kevin Plays Magic the Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers 2012 Challenges. For today's challenge, we are playing Kiss of Death, which is a 3-on-1 medium difficulty Arch Enemy challenge. So go ahead and jump in here and get started. Alright. So, after an exhausting battle, muster your allies to defeat Sorin. Excuse me. So, I'll show you some of the relevant spells for this. We have Grand Melee, which all creatures have to attack each turn if able, and all creatures have to block each turn if able. We have a Legacy's Allure that lets us sacrifice to gain control of a creature with power less than the number of counters on it. We have 5 counters on it. Then we have Fires of Yavimaya, which gives our creatures haste, and we can sacrifice to give a creature +2/+2. We have a Serra Ascendant that gets +5/+5 if there's 30 life or more. Protection from black and from red. And also would give them flying. On their side, over here on other players, we have whenever he dies it does 3 damage. Or whenever he dies, each player loses 3 life. It's a 5/5 because of the enchantment on him. And we have a bunch of 1/1 black dudes, 3/5 white dude. A Death Shadow, where he gets -X, where X is your life total, who is unblockable because of the mist, cloak of mist on him. Then a 6/7 Baneslayer, a 6/4 Malakir Blood Witch, and a 7/7 flying, can only block creatures with flying. So, what we want to do is take, if I can get up to it, we want to take control of the Death Shadows because it's unblockable. And since everybody has to attack, that's going to be relevant. Now, we could just take it and attack, but since everybody attacks, then that means this guy's going to attack, if I can see him, which means he'll be blocked by a Baneslayer or something else and will die. And since we're at 1, we will die before any combat damage will go through because of the Baneslayer's first strike. So the first thing we have to do is play a Hunter's Feast to gain 6 life. Now, I don't know why it gains Sorin 6 life when it says any number of players gain it, but whatever, we'll just do it. And it turns our other guy into a 6/6 over here, because he now has 30 life because he gained double twice. But that's actually not really that relevant. The next thing we want to do is, if I can find it, here we go. We're going to sacrifice our Legacy's Azure to take control of the Death Shadow, who's a 6/6 on our side. Sorin is at 12, and let's go ahead and tell you that we want to go ahead and Giant Growth our guy, otherwise it's not going to be enough. I'll explain why. So it's 9 damage. Now if we attack right now, he will do 9 to him. And he'll block this guy and gain 5, and then lose 3, so lose a total of 2. No, gain a total of 2, going up to 14. And he's a 9/9. Just tell you we're going to go ahead. We got a player for us, so we can play this. And use the lure to force all creatures to block this guy. So what that's going to do is everybody's going to have to block him. He will die to the Baneslayer, taking him up to 17. He'll also lose 3 when it dies, going back down to 14. And since we all lose 3 life, it's going to affect the Death Shadow's power as well. So, we're ready for combat. We have to attack. Continue. Now, I'll tell you, we're not going to be able to do enough damage as it is, so we're going to have to sacrifice this to pump our creature. The reason we didn't sacrifice it ahead of time is because we needed to give our creatures haste, since we gained control of him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to attack. So we had to wait till combat to go ahead and sacrifice this and pump our unblockable dude a little bit more. And go ahead and let the damage go through. So as you can see, they all block the 5/5 because they has to. And the Baneslayer actually kills him and he gains 5 life. Going up to 18, but then he loses this 3. Going back down to 15, which makes our Death Shadow bigger to a 14/14, since we're down to 4 now. dropping him to 1. And since this guy had flying, nobody else could block him, and it finishes him off. So that's how you win this challenge. You can check the annotations at the end to find a link to the challenge playlist with all the challenges, as well as a link to the playlist for me playing against all the other Planeswalkers in the regular gameplays. And I will see you next time for the final challenge.